Welcome to your magic moon message. This is the Peace Dealer. The moon is in Capricorn. The sun is in Cancer. We have a T square to Chiron and the North Node in Aries. All right. Don't necessarily have accomplished or gain experience and strength from everything you've done over the past 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, and allow others acting brand new to pretend that you haven't been putting in work. See, no one can take the work you've done away from you. No one can take the growth you've done away from you. The best they can do is do revisionist history and pretend that it never really mattered, which is something only someone desperate will do when they can't necessarily accept the true worth of your own authenticity, the power of your authenticity. And it is a conscious, deliberate decision and choice to lower yourself and entertain such malarkey. All right. That being said, that Chiron and Aries T square is greatly challenging your vulnerability, your ego, and any type of wounds you may have attached to your identity that you may have given your power away, as much as it involves needing approval from other people. Many of you as children have been conditioned through manipulation, whether through your parents and their parents or who taught them to be like that, or the society around them, manipulating and using psychology or manipulative psychological tactics to reinforce any expression of your authenticity or who you really are, with silent treatments, with not necessarily coming into positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement of habits and behaviors that other people may want or wish to see from you. These are things you've been unlearning. These are things you've been growing out of. And that energetic shift, even at a subconscious level, relative to, since we are an individual Cancer, oppositions and squares deal with outside influences, which will be societal influences, collective, otherworldly influences, everything that's not you, everything that's outside of you, everything that represents, other focus. Not that that's bad and this is good. This is just a check and balance. That leverage of feeling that in this shift of your perspective, you are evolving, you are coming into more sureness of yourself. This now legitimately removes more room and power for others to feel better than you, for insecure people to feel better than someone. And that's going to influence greatly the increase of negativity that might be projected on you, because you are standing in your authenticity, which will rub others the wrong way, as well as align you with those who also tap into this authenticity. You are never alone. And if you can be made to or influenced to feel like nobody understands you and it's you just going through this, that's just a tactic of dark forces to make you forget that there are like-minded frequencies that do resonate and connect, and experience a lot of what you're experiencing as well. Something that people will only do to someone who they find is a threat. You're a threat. So the reason why I'm mentioning all of this is this full moon is having you harvest the understanding of utilizing this awareness of psychic power. We're starting Cancer season off with this full moon, the 180-degree opposition, that with the moon in Capricorn, which is an elite soul understanding, a universal understanding, as Capricorn will represent with Saturn the totality of the physical material universe. Aquarius is the frequency, the knowledge, the energy, also representing alien, everything outside the physical. And then Pisces, imagination, astral, beyond the physical, the metaphysical. This is bringing us into that harvest chapter from Cancer Sun, where we will have the 180 with Capricorn, the 210 with Aquarius, and the 240 with Pisces. This will direct this understanding of what we can use as far as this psychic awareness. Then In Aquarius, it's going to transform what you feel because you're understanding the knowledge of this power we're harvesting, and then you're going to blossom your experience of this harvested power, which will change your beliefs, seeing through the unseen, because you're experiencing it, which means relative to synchronicities, relative to actions taken which are pushing us forward, this harvest cycle is not only directly increasing your power, but it's also, as soon as the moon goes into Aquarius and trine Jupiter, aiding in this expansion of your vocabulary by a knowledgeable understanding of how everything is getting ready to transform. And that's where, with the moon in Capricorn, which is character driven, and Cancer, which is racial AF and cancer driven, Capricorn is a more like classist hierarchical racism, and Cancer is more of a patriot defending their homeland racism, right? Not that they have to be racist, but they're normally going to be Aries, racist, and a motherfucker. Because all these are identity. Libra's like the politics, classy racist, but like, we're not calling any of these people racist, right? Y'all know some racist cardinal signs. I'm sorry, and it's not that they're racist as much as racially focused, because that's just updated to the day's time. It's going to align with whatever lexicon we use to identify who we are. So this kid, of course, really cut vulnerably. And if you remember that you have leveled up beyond the need to lower yourself to others who are threatening of you and just want your attention so that they can feel better about themselves, this is going to enable you to understand how to use this focus and also unpack and unveil your psychic powers. This is really important as well. The irrelevance, the red herrings, the ad hominems. People insecure within themselves need someone better to feel it. And people who are secure in their power don't need to be threatened by other people in their power. So you don't have to argue at all. You don't necessarily have to feel like you're being jumped or picked on, or and I mean this as far as you in relation to the rest of the collective. There's a whole world out there. There's not a single person on this planet who isn't going to be opposed to someone else's belief system. No matter who you are, there will always be a group of people who oppose what you believe, who align with what you believe. So everyone in their own way is feeling this frequency, and it's of course how you deal with it that is developing your character. So with that being said, if you just listen, this is why, of course, you being in integrity, you doing the shadow work, quite literally prepares you for dynamics like this, because now you're in integrity. So you'll know this is true because those who have an issue with you, directly, indirectly, it's never sound, it's never logical. Red herrings, ad hominems, and you have to ask yourself, if someone has an issue with you, but they are using unsound logic to express their point, they're engaging in high school insults, childish behavior, picking and choosing when to be serious, as it kind of counts towards. And the reason why I'm bringing up these dynamics is 180 degrees is the degree of open enemies. It's dealing with other people. It's having to kind of like make these agreements. You may find and realize in how much more powerful you're becoming. There's so much you don't have to entertain because your power, your aura, your energy speaks for itself. It's very easy to ridicule you and, play dumb, feign ignorance, and act as if maybe what you're speaking on isn't as important, or it's, what I mean? Oh, we have deemed this socially to not be real, but there's no sound logic that ever follows that. They never satisfy the burden of proof. And to the extent with which they desperately move forward to try and dangle this level of, lame, stupid reasoning over your head, it lets you know that's not someone on your level. And that is why they feel the need to project on you. You're a threat. You make them insecure. And these are things that, in understanding, as this grows maturity in your character, this also continues to harvest the supernatural nature and quality of power. Uranus has trine the moon in Capricorn, and it's helped you understand the innovative ways you can direct this focus. And as soon as the moon goes on Pluto in Aquarius, this is an extreme supernatural level of awakening. You have to understand, most people's intelligence level on this planet is limited to the fake science and the education that they've been taught, conditioning their brains within a materialist reductionist society to believe they're just a body. So a lot of people don't know shit, and you can't necessarily expect people to get on that program, especially if there's certain insights that have been revealed solely only to you and through you. Not everyone is ready to handle certain levels of wisdom, and you get to actually apply what you've been learning. So it doesn't just stay in your head. You're actually developing your character through its expression in your actions. So with that being said, Mars is also in Taurus, and you're also understanding how to strengthen this action. But now that you've come into this more tangible, grounded understanding of where to direct this new integration of awareness, this is now going to lead into the moon in Aqua, which will give you much more supernatural advanced knowledge of not only what psychic awareness you're developing and potential, but now how you will transform how you feel because you're utilizing this next level of potential. And also, once again, since this will square, of course, the Aries power, is going to make sure you align this sense of identity with this understanding of integrity. But the most important part is the sextile the moon is making at the end of Cap to Neptune. In between Saturn and Neptune, this is what is aligning this system of beliefs, with which in harvesting this power, you know exactly how and why to direct this. And just be very mindful of when people don't get what they want, when people don't get the reaction from you they want, look at what their true colors are. You're going to see the dark spirits, the cursed spirits, the demons within them, especially if you're a demon slayer, especially if you're a divine being. Your presence makes evil and evil in people uncomfortable. So don't ever give away your position of advantage. These beings, their only power is deception. They just know how to lie. They know how to manipulate situations to look a certain way. They hate you because you don't need to do all that extra shit. You could just walk in truth, step in, and shut shit down every time, every day. So allow the dark forces to play in their dark ways. You keep on moving in integrity, and it's that sextile to Neptune that will tie in metaphysical influences through your imagination. So you get ready in harvesting this to connect your physical senses with your metaphysical nature and senses through extrasensory perception. There's a whole lot that if you were to listen to what is in the mainstream, it's not based on anything real. It's based on theoretical models. It's not based on a real experience of the divine outside of physically measured tools. And at some point, you can pretend that that's smart to do what everyone is thinking, and it's fucking stupid because someone with ethos has convinced you with their study and what they understand, they know more than you, which is only relative and is just ultimately worldly wisdom. And yet the stupidity and foolishness of God is greater than the intellect of men. And it's one thing to really, hear that verse. It's another thing to experience it and live it. So you can't serve two masters. And this is definitely going to remind you, who do you serve? The world out there or the kingdom within? All right, the queendom within, however you want to speak to it. There's a universe. There's a God in everybody. And, some people will live their whole lives never tapping into it. Others will get intimidated by those who do live in it and seek to project on them because they're a threat to their living and the lie they live. And others like you live in that. You live in truth and you spread miracles everywhere you go. Don't let anyone ever make you forget that. People, once again, are miserable. Some people are so broke, all they have is money. So they're miserable. They have to spread these ideas because they really not like that. And you didn't even need a fraction of that. And you have more peace and happiness that these people are desperately trying to buy. Yeah, I can see why they mad. Y'all stay blessed as always. Until next time.